everyone, Amanda here. I just thought I'd come in my craft room where it's nice and cool, and I'm going to make a jumbo tag. I'm using the furry kit from Artemis that is, she's provided for us for a challenge for July. So basically she's supplied a kit, and you can print it off and enter the July challenge to make what you like from it. I made a project the other day. I'll put that as a suggested video at the end, where I made the locking pocket. Please do click like and subscribe on my channel. Make sure you click the little notification bell so you get notified when I upload. So what I'm going to do, I've just drawn round, this is the template. Whenever I print digital images out or anything, or get any kind of shape that I like the look of, I always make a template. So this is a jumbo tag. Let me measure it for you. It is 6 3/4 by roughly 4.5. Okay, angle off your ends. You can even have them square, you don't have to angle them off. And then I'm just going to cut it out. I'm using cream cardstock. I'm making this with a view to either it will go inside a journal or I can adapt it and use it on the cover of one. I just wanted to have a bit of a play today. Okay. So, don't know how long it's going to take me. I'm just going to play until I've created something I like. Right, so what I'm going to do here, first of all, I'm just going to ink the edges. I think I might just do a bit of tea dye actually. Let's have a look. What have I had on this? Probably a bit. I don't have a different. Oh no, that's too dark. I don't like it. Turn it over. Don't like it. Too dark. Oops. That's better. I can always line the back of it with some coffee dyed paper to cover up where I've just blobbed that and I don't like it. Or just leave it, it doesn't matter. Right, so I'm just gonna do this tea dye over. I've got mucky hands as well, but I'm not going to worry. Just to make it look like I've tea dyed it, because I haven't, it's just cream cardstock. Okay, so darker on the edges and working my way. I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason to how I do it, I just do it. Okay, I'm not an inking expert. So that's kind of what I want. And that's just the edges. I might go over it again because I might end up covering the whole entire tag. Okay, that's just my base. So I'm using 2 of the digital sheets from Andrea's July Challenge kit. And they're both the same pattern, but one's in colour and one's in this kind of like monotone colour, but it's more like your vintage sepia, however you want to say it. So I'm going to find a bit that I like. Quite like that butterfly. I want the butterfly down in the bottom corner there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roughly draw either side. And when I say roughly, I mean I do it roughly. Right, so let me just cut that. In fact, I'm not even going to cut it, I'm going to use, this is called, if anybody wants to know, it's called a decal edge ruler. I had this gifted by my friend Marlene, but it says Creative Expressions on it. I do think that Tim Holtz does one. So this is called decal edge, I call it my ripping ruler. Just going to go in there a little bit. Right, okay. Okie doke. And let me just rip the bottom. As I say, there's not always much rhyme or reason to what I do. I just kind of do it. Alright. then what I'm going to do now, let me just, I don't need that bit so I can take that off. And these pieces can go in my scrap tray. I might end up using them. I need to be more mindful of where my camera is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this similar part on the one with no colour. Okay, and I'm just going to get this same section. Right, I'm not doing it precisely, I'm just getting a similar section. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to decide, I want that butterfly quite low down. Okay. I'm just going to cut off the white band at the top. Let's have a look. And I'm going to do a bit of a kind of a collage here. I wanted that butterfly a bit lower, but never mind, because I want to cover, in fact, yeah, no, I want to cover the whole tag. So, just talk amongst yourselves, I'm just having a bit of a think. So let me just rip the bottom, and then those two, they're the same image. They're roughly lined up. Alright, so let's have a look there. Roughly, more or less, isn't it? More or less right. So what I'm going to do now, let me just make sure that butterfly is more or less lined up underneath. And then I'm going to rip it. I want to rip it just a little bit more because I want some of that butterfly to be in this monotone colour as well. So then the two images match up, but I've got the colour fading out to the not colour. I know what I mean. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to adhere this onto my tag. I'll just put glue. I might have to start a new bottle of glue actually. I don't think I'm going to get much out of that today. I'll save that for a day when I can be bothered shaking it about. I can't be bothered shaking it about today. It's too warm. Oops. So I'm going to cover my tag with glue. Okay, I'll trim it off in a bit. I just want to get these images lined up right first. Alright. Okay. So I can cut that at the end, can't I? And then this strip here that I had, in fact we'll leave that as it is. I'm going to line it up. I think I might just ink the edges of this so you can distinguish between the layers. I'm just using whatever's on my distress tool now. Okay, yes, I like that. So I'm going to add a load of glue to here. Probably more than I need, but let's not worry about that just now. Oops! Oh, get off. Not to worry. And then I'm going to layer that up, and my, you know, my matching point's going to be this butterfly, I think, yeah, total, and that ticket there. So if I can get the butterfly and the ticket lined up, just move it across there, then it'll look quite, hopefully, seamless. And then match up this flower up here and the leaves. Just pull it across a little bit so that it lines up nicely, a bit like lining up your wallpaper. And there you go, that's that lined up. And that's the look that I was looking for, to make full advantage of where you've got the two toning colours. And another thing you can do is, in fact I might do, oh I can't because it started there, didn't it? So where's this? Oh no, I have got it. So what I might do then is I could, and I'm going to do, just add a little bit more colour by ripping the top part of the coloured section. Yeah, and then decoupaging it or layering it, however you want to call it, onto there. Yeah, I think that, yep, I'm going to do that. And then we've got two areas where it's lined up, same image, top and bottom. And that's a really easy way to use these, and an easy way to do a bit of collaging. Right, so let's get these, see if we can get this lined up. There we go, we've got the newspaper print there, the flower there. Perfect. Alright, yo, so we've done this section and this section, so I'll just leave that to just dry a minute. Okay, because what I want to do while that's drying, I know I want to use, or I think I might want to use, one of these little roses here. So I'm just going to quickly fussy cut one. I think I'm going to use it, I might not, I don't know, I do change my mind. So whilst my tag's drying, I'm just going to, you know, use my time and fussy cut one of these roses, which is also from the kit. Now this is on presentation paper. The roses and the butterflies I've used cardstock so that it's a bit more sturdy, and I do have a butterfly already cut out that I did the other day for a video, and then I could not find it, I lost it, and then I found it again, so we will be using that as well. Okay, I go a bit quiet when I'm fussy cutting because I'm kind of like concentrating. I might fast forward this bit, I don't know, it depends how long my video is. If I think they're going to go ridiculous, like 30 minutes, then I will edit a lot, you know, or speed it up. If I think it's not, then you can watch it. So if there's fiddly little bits when you're fussy cutting, like there was tiny little thorns on that rose, I'm not going to bother myself fussy cutting those. I'll just chop them off. As long as you've got the general, you know, a nice decent kind of outline, then you know, it's fine. So let me just flick over, and this is more to kind of disguise the white edges where I've cut it because I've printed on white cardstock than anything else. I'm just going to set that aside, and I've also got this butterfly. I'm just going to ink the edges for the same reason again, to get rid of that white, and set this aside. Whether I will use them, I don't know, but they're there. Right, so this is dry now, so what I'm going to do is just turn it over and trim that excess. I'm going to leave the edges a bit kind of raggedy, I quite like that. And then I'm going to use, I think I'll just use a little bit of the vintage photo. Let me just clean it off on this piece of scrap. Bit of vintage photo. I know I can trust vintage photo. That tea dye is a little bit orange for me. Not really used it very much, and it's a little bit orange for my liking. Right, so that's vintaged that up. Right, so what I've also pre-prepared is I have cut one of the, it's from the Victorian, I don't know if it's the Victorian Beauties kit. And I always have these because I know I'm going to use them a lot. I print them on cardstock and I'm using this particular one today. She's lovely. So what I've done is I've found this frame die in my stash that I've had a very, very long time. I've cut it out in dark brown cardstock. Okay, and then I put that over the picture, drew round it on the inside with a pencil, and then when I fussy cut that out, I fussy cut it out just slightly larger. I don't know if you can see, just ever so slightly larger, so that I can then stick my frame onto it. Now if you don't have a fancy frame like this, just do a normal, you can, if you're a crafter and you've got dies, you'll have something. If you don't have something, just use a normal image. Just cut her out, circle or oval, draw around a shape that you've got at home, cookie cutters, anything, and then just ink the edges like that. Okay, it doesn't matter if you don't have fancy dies, you don't need them. They just make things a bit nicer. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to prepare my frame, and what I've got a tip for you here. I want to make it look a little bit kind of bronzer, old-fashioned, and I used to use like that rubbing gilding wax stuff, can't think, Inca Gold, and it all dried and it went hard. I paid a lot of money for them and ended up throwing them in the bin. So I got this idea from my friend Kay, and this is Artiste acrylic paint, and it's metallic bronze. It cost me like £1.20 from the range, and that's going to last me for ages. And you just get a brush, a dry brush, okay, just all I do is literally shake it and then just use what's inside the lid. Right, dry brush, no water on it, dab it in, dab it on your surface so that you've not got a right lot, and just dry brush around the edges of your frame. You can even just rub it with your finger. Okay, a bit more of that, just dry brush it. And you're not covering it, you cannot even just like kind of stipple it, you're not covering all of it. It's like you're just going around the edge, like if it was a raised detail and you rubbed wax on it, you'd get just the raised detail. So just a right little bit. Okay, but because this is metallic, it does have a shine to it. And I'm just going on the details. I'm not covering all of the brown cardstock. I'm just going on some of the detail. And then I'm just going to go around the outside. Just around the inside there of that frame. And then I'm just going to rub it with my finger, so that there's no brush marks and it doesn't look too, you know, like I've thought about it too hard. Okay. And now that looks, can you see how it's shining? Yeah. So that looks like it's been kind of gilded and aged. Right, so that's that done. And what I'm going to do now is, I really should clean that up. Here we go. Don't have a cloth. We'll use that bit of scrap. So what I'm going to do, I've got this really fine tip glue pen. I did get it from Stampin' Up. They'll last forever, these. Forever and ever. And I'm going to use it because it's got such a fine tip, and it's the only one I've ever had that doesn't, she says it doesn't. No. They don't dry out if you look after them, and they don't, they've got like a little needle in the lid, and if you put it in that tube religiously, they don't clog up. They really don't. I think I've had this one 5 years. It's a lie. They last forever. They are good. And you can use it much the same as glossy accents as well. More or less the same stuff, really. Well, I do find that glossy accents can clog up. Right, so I've just gently put that glue all the way around, and now I'm just going to try and line my frame up so that it'll stick on it. Okay, sorry if my big messy bushy hair gets in the shot here. I haven't tied it up today and I look like Air Bear Bunch. I'm not too worried if I get a bit of glue on the way around, because it'll just make that look even more vintage, sort of. Alright, so that should be stuck onto there now. Okay. So that's my image done. Let me put my glue away properly so that it lasts me another 5 years. I like to get my money's worth. Right, where's my tag? Oh, here she is. So now I'm going to start and think about how I'm going to assemble my tag. Quite want to see that butterfly. I'm not seeing enough of the butterfly. I'm a little bit disappointed, but never mind. I'm going to put her there. I think I like her there. Yeah. Okay, and then I might have butterfly at the top there. I'm going to have my rose there. I want to put a bit of something to layer. Let's have a look. We want some lace maybe. That's quite nice, isn't it? This is where I start and get where I'm a bit faffy about. I start faffing about when I think too much about where I'm putting things. It's easy done. I'm just going to pick some lace and I'm just going to go for it. I like this one. So I'm not going to faff about, I'm just going to do it. Okay, so I'm not thinking too much about it. And what I just want is, I could really do with some bit of something. Do I want? No, I'm not. I'm not going to overdo it. I'll leave it as it is. I was just thinking I could do with some book paper or something, but I'm just not going to overdo it. Alright. So, I'm not even too worried if this lace is not symmetrical. I'm just going to stick it on. Okay. Sometimes we can spend too long just thinking, and then nothing really gets done. So just get it on. That's fine. Tap that in, that will dry when it's ready. Okay. Sticking to me. Just leave it alone and it'll dry, Amanda. Right, so where are we having her? It's pretty. I would put her, normally, if I was making a card or something, I might put her on dimensional foam so that she stands up and we've got a bit of dimension. But if it's going in a journal, which it probably will, or even on the cover, I don't want I don't want dimension, because I'm just going to put her there, I think, actually, so that I can see that butterfly. And the reason being, you don't want it bulky when you're doing I don't like bulky journals with big bulky embellishments. I like the pages to lay as flat as we can. Now I've managed to make sure we can see that bit of butterfly there. Okay, so I'll just press her down. She's all nicely in place where I want her. Alright, so this little rose we're going to have here, and I am going to allow the leaves of the rose to go off the edge of the tag. I'll just make sure it goes in a big pocket, or like I say, I might adapt it and use it on the cover of a journal even. So that's that bit. Butterfly, we're having the butterfly there. Where are we having it? I do like these butterflies, I think they're lovely. I'm having it there. I'm having it there. Don't want it there because then it's straight on top of that one. Do I want it there? I'm faffing. Faffing now, aren't I? See? I'm just going to put it there and stop thinking about it. I'm just going to stick it there. I'm not bothered if it's over her hair a little bit. I quite like it. Okie doke. And then I need a word. Let's have a look what we've got. Collect beautiful moments. Believe in yourself. I quite like that. Collect beautiful moments. I quite fancy one of these. I've decided I don't like that there. Don't like it. Too much butterfly, I don't want it. Change my mind. Collect beautiful moments. I'll think of something else to put there maybe. Right, I'm going to put it in this, like, will it fit in there? No, it won't fit in there anyway. I think what if I just have beautiful moments? It's not going to fit. That's annoying. That's annoying. I'm annoyed now. We'll have to have this one. Listen to our heart. Yeah, we'll have that. I'd rather it said your heart, but it says our heart, not to worry. Just trim the bottom of that off. Right, so what I'm going to do with this, just to make it easier on myself, I'm going to stick down, let me just make sure it's right, yeah. I'm sticking down the paper, the sentiment first, okay, and then I'm going to lay the frame on the top, get off. And then I'm going to lay the frame on the top. Now I'm going to use Glossy Accents, if I can find it. Where is it? Where even is my Glossy Accents? Oh bum, I don't know where it is. 1 second, I'll just have a look for it. I've got a really tiny bottle somewhere. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. I only buy small bottles because they get clogged and I get annoyed. Glossy Accents, for me, if you're not sure about glue, you're guaranteed it'll stick metal onto stuff. That's why I use it. Other glues might, I don't know, I've not tried every glue in the world. But I know, I can be confident that if I put that on there and leave that to dry, it will stick, even though it's metal. I'm just going to hold that there a minute while I have a think what I want something in that top corner, but I don't know what. I might just end up leaving it. Quite like that. Don't know. Let's just do it. Bit of Glossy Accents, and we'll just have that little flower flourish stuck on there like that. Okay. Save that butterfly because I'll use it for something else. Quite like a metal piece there if I can find one. Let me have a look. Well, look what I've got. I do like my metal pieces. I do. Quite like that, huh? we'll have them on, why not? So told glossy accents. I might have to do the key at the end because that will take a lot longer to dry. So I'll probably punch my hole for my seam binding and then add the key, and then I'll have to leave that to dry. That won't dry on video. Okay. Press that down. Might need to leave that to dry. Might need a clamp on it. Okay. You get the gist anyway. So let's just see if I can get that to stick. I'll just pause the video while I get these metal pieces to adhere, and then we can complete the tag. Okay, so I've put on the key in the corner thing. The key might fall off yet. I don't know, but there you go. Right, so I just want to add a little bit more lace to the bottom of here just to finish it off. Alright, I might end up using this on a journal cover. I'm just going to add these are just the last 4 of these that I've got. I'm absolutely heartbroken that they're gone. I'll have to find some more, but I just think it looks pretty. I wanted to go kind of all out on this tag, just to show you what you can make with just bits and bobs that you've probably already got at home if you just dig deep in your crafty hoard. And you know, the images are free. From Artemis and Friends Facebook group. I'll just plug it one more time. So I've added a grommet at the top there. What I'm also just going to do is, I do like to do splatters, but I'm starting to water down my paint, and which, if I'm honest, I'm a bit lazy. What I'm going to do is, I've got this frost white, it's like an iridescent, so I'm just going to maybe just have a tiny bit of that. I'll just stick my brush in there. Oh, I've got way too much on there now. Hold on. Way too much. You only need a right little bit of this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually just need to, I'm just going to cover her face up. I don't want it on the lady, on the little girl. So I'm adding this, it's just splatters and it's like a shimmer. So you won't see it, but whoever ends up with the tag, because I never keep anything that I make, whoever ends up with it will be able to see that. Alright, but I didn't want it to go on her. So that just adds a little bit there, and then we're going to add some seam binding to the top. You could make a charm as well and dangle that off if you so desire. I don't know. I'm not really big on making charms. I'm not very good at it. I might just have a quick look and see if I've got anything in my K hoard that might be suitable. Okay. I'll have a look. There might be something in my K hoard that will do the job nicely. Let's have a look. What have we got? Let's see. So I'm stealing this. What I've done is I've actually stolen one that Kay made and put on a little doodah for me on a tag. I'm just wondering if that's actually a bit much. I don't think it's necessary, I'll put it back. Don't need a dangle, there's enough going on there already. Let me just scrunch that scrunch that, scrunch it, scrunch it, scrunch it. And the heat of your hands will crease seam binding. If it's not working, if you're not hot hands like me, then just spritz it with a bit of water and just make it look a little bit scruffy and shabby. Is there anything else I want to do to that? I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just add a little bit of this dry brushing to the edges. All the way around. Just dip it in there, for goodness sake. I get in a rate mess me when I'm crafting, I don't know about anybody else. A bit of dry brushing. Might just go over that bronze piece as well, because that'll just accentuate it. Yes, 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 we're liking that. And then just dab that into the rips on the edge of that paper. And we're done. And that is absolutely lovely. There we go. I just need to be careful and make sure that key don't drop off. So there you go. I hope you like that. I hope that's given you a little bit of inspiration and maybe a few ideas of how you can use the freebie kit from Artemis and Friends. Thanks for watching. I've blobbed it in there. I best clean up. Be right. Take care. Have a lovely weekend. If you're out in the sun, don't forget your sun cream. Thanks for watching. Bye.